Hi there and welcome to this video. I'm Wo, Mixing Mastering Engineer. In this video I will show you some useful tips to increase your workflow within FL Studio. When you're working in a program, it's nice to quickly get your ideas down. Knowing some shortcuts will definitely help improve your workflow and thus help you make more music. Instead of giving you 5 tips you probably already know, I want to delve in on shortcuts that really will make your life easier and will help navigate the program way quicker. To start off with some general tips. For example, if you go into a menu and you see dots beneath a line, that means it's the hotkey. So if I go into the menu and press M, I go straight to macros. This is true for every menu you see. To demonstrate, I often delete elements. The thing I do is right click, delete and enter and it's gone. I just quickly selected the delete with the D key and then enter because there is a pop-up confirmation box. Another general tip when you're organizing your project is when you have a name, you can scroll wheel click and immediately rename instead of going right click R. While here, there's another tip. You can use F2 to change color. Having gone over some general tips, I want to zoom in on some useful tips to navigate your playlist. If you're completely zoomed in like this and you press Ctrl right click, you'll zoom out to the entire project. If you hold Ctrl and use the scroll wheel up or down, you'll zoom in and out horizontally. If you use the Alt key and use the scroll wheel up or down, you'll zoom in vertically. By using these keys in combination, you can quickly zoom in on one single element. And if you Ctrl right click again, you're back where you started. If you don't want to use scroll wheel and get to an element quick, use Ctrl and right click and drag to create a zoom window. You can make it very large or you can make it really small. Ctrl right click to zoom right back out. You can see how these shortcuts are used in conjunction with each other to really navigate quickly. Moving over to navigating the Pianoroll. Luckily for us, the keys are mostly the same except the Alt key. If you use the Alt key, when selected something, you'll increase or decrease the control or the volume or the panning or what you have selected at the moment. If you see grayed out notes, that means you have ghost notes enabled. If you quickly want to jump to the MIDI, you can double right click the ghost note and you'll be in the instrument which has MIDI notes. Going back to the Alt scroll wheel function, you can quickly adjust the general volume without having to go over each note individually. And as I said, the navigation controls work the same. Control scroll wheel zooms in and out, Control right click zooms right back out. You can see here that all my notes have a random value, a random volume. If I increase the volume all the way back up and press Alt R, you get this box. You have the pattern and the levels. Deselect pattern and go to levels and play around with the velocity knob. This will change the value of the notes here. This way you can give a natural groove to your hi-hats, for example. If you exit out, the changes won't be remembered. We've just opened quite a lot of windows and you can use Tab to cycle through them. And if you want to close them, you can use F12 to close everything except the channel rack. If you press Escape, you can also close the channel rack. Continuing on making a track quickly. In the channel rack, you can press right click on an element, press 2, 4 or 8 to fill in these steps. These are the fill each options, fill each 2, 4 and 8. If you filled these and you might want to shift them, hold Ctrl, Shift and then left or right arrows to cycle through. This can help you get alternate grooves or place the hi-hat off beat. And lastly, the mixer view can be overwhelming, but I'll give you some tips to organize the project. Probably your FL Studio mixer looks like this, all grayed out and insert names are just numbered. If you select a few stems, using Ctrl and left click drag, you can create a group. Right click, create group. You can now name the group. Let's call it group. What this now does is it created a separator here and here. This way you can separate the elements from each other. Over here in my template you can see these are bass channels and then the vocals, a kick, snare, and these are all separated from each other. If you want to remove a separator, just right click and remove the separator. If you then route everything to a single bass channel, like I did with my vocals, and you press Alt right click, you'll mute the entire channel. Now here you can see that I didn't actually route every vocal to my vocal bus, instead to the master here. If I go here and click here, it's now added to the bus. And if I Alt right click, you'll see that this one becomes soloed as well. If you double right click, everything becomes unmuted again. Now I double right clicked, but there's still one insert that isn't unmuted. If you control and double right click, you'll unmute every insert on your entire mixer. Here again, the tip for organizing your project: if you press F2, you can quickly rename your insert, and if you press F2 again, you can cycle through the colors. These are some of the shortcuts I figured out for myself because I've never seen anyone use these or explain these in a YouTube video. Hopefully you found this information useful and will help you to create beats quicker. Thank you for watching. See you next time.